Hello everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Hey, USDA found 300 million bushels of corn that we didn't know we had just 30 days ago. Stand by, I'm going to find out if they know exactly which bin it's in 60 seconds.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American Ag Credit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. You know, therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Straub International can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horse ranging from 30 to 140, plus an army of attachments, a Farmall can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. Visit Straub International, your Case IH dealer at any of our 7 locations to find a Farmall that's right for you.
Well, friends, nice to have you aboard the Steckline Report today. Although I don't have a lot of good news to talk about as far as grain prices are concerned, livestock people probably be grinning just a little bit, and I'm both of you. I've got cows and calves, and I've got some wheat. Don't farm any corn and soybeans, not smart enough for that, but I do have a good time growing wheat and growing cattle. And I got to tell you, as I look at this USDA report, it just makes me burn. 40-some years in this business of broadcasting, and I wish I had a buck for every time I said what I'm going to say today. If they took those USDA reports and threw them in the trash before it ever hit the market, we'd all be better off. If you remember what happened last week on Thursday when this report came out, you know, they changed the timing now to where it comes out during trading hours. I didn't like that idea from day one. Did you folks? I don't know if you did or not. And the biggest reason is proof in the pudding what happened last Thursday. And that is the market was down the limit on corn, and everything else pretty much followed suit, soybeans and wheat as well. So all reaction immediately when they see the numbers. You see, if they'd have had that long Easter holiday, Good Friday off, and then Saturday and Sunday, and all that time to absorb it until Monday morning, I'm not sure it would have been down quite that much. Because one of the first things, after everybody got tired of talking about how many corn bushels were found, was, hey, they did that to us before. That's right. If you remember just a couple of years ago, they found about 300-400 million bushels of corn that they didn't know they had the month previous. Then the following month, it disappeared. So what are you going to do as a farmer? Nothing. You can't do anything. As a trader, oh, they love this because it makes the market move up and down, and guess what? It's the only way anybody can make any money is if the market moves up or down. If it's steady, how can you make money? Won't happen. So the traders love it, and boy, they use it to the fullest extent. I just hope none of us were silly enough to sell yet. Because we have a long ways to go before we even get it planted as far as spring crops are concerned, and we've got a long ways to go before we harvest the wheat crop. We got to have a lot of help from Mother Nature between now and harvest time for all those crops before we can tell what kind of crop we're going to have. But let me just give you a quick rundown on what USDA says. Oh, I want to start with cotton because cotton growers intend to plant 20% less cotton this year than last year. And if realized, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma will plant the lowest they've ever planted in quite some time. Back to corn, 97.3 million acres of corn we're going to plant in 2013 according to USDA, up slightly, not enough to worry about. Soybeans, 77.1 million acres, down slightly from last year, not enough to worry about. Wheat acres, 56.4 million acres, that's up 1% from 2012, not enough to worry about. Because I got to tell you, what they better worry about is the stuff that's going to be plowed up and put back into milo. Milo is going to have a lot of acres this year. I promise you, much more than anybody can even guess because of the subsoil moisture in almost every state except the far north. All of that taken in consideration, the big news of the day was grain stocks. where stocks at all positions totaled $5.4 billion on corn, compared to $8 billion on December 1, $6 billion March 1, and guess what? About 400 and some million more than the trade was estimating, but they found 300 million bushels of corn, like I say, that we didn't know about just 30 days ago. Wheat in all stored position was up 3%, soybeans down 27% from March of 2012. Nothing made any difference except that corn figure, and it pushed everything down. That's the way the markets go, and the Steckline Report. This time around, maybe we'll have better news next time.